Not in a good mood, folks. Not in a good fucking mood. God. Okay. Gotta chase this shot I just took because I got some phlegm from work today, and it's just caught in the back of my throat. It's making me gag. Okay. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Let me do something. Uh, hmm. God, I want to punch a fucking wall. God, I want to punch a fucking wall. Hmm. Okay. My rage is sated. Gasoline has been put onto the fire. Awesome. So, this morning I started work at 5:30. That was fun. Went to Donald has gone to Baltimore. He left last night, and he's coming back tomorrow. Either tonight, like 10 o'clock tonight, and he'll be back. Uh, like I'm not sure how it's working, but I think he's coming in late at night. He's going home to sleep, and then he's leaving for North Carolina to drop off a load of piping or tires in again North Carolina. So he'll be gone, and then he's going to be doing some more runs, and so he's not going to be here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Scott and Josh are running the shop, and Josh is running the office in the main shop. So we couldn't do mulching, which we've been doing because we have a fuck ton of mulch that's still here because we still haven't done all the mulching that we normally do for the season. So we have oh God, we had probably a good 17 to 20 yards worth of mulch, and we've got probably 6 left. So we got that. Uh, Today is Friday the fucking 13th. Shit is just going horrible for me. Because the first thing that happened again started at 5:30 in the morning, meaning I had to wake up at 4:30 so I could get picked up. Get to the shop. I have to sit on my fucking hands and knees for an hour because Scott and Josh aren't here. Scott starts work and Josh starts work at 7. So I was hauling shit. I was hauling shit for the first hour and a half before they came. Then Josh tells me, because Chris comes into work, because he's only coming in Mondays and Tuesdays, and he didn't come in Monday because it was a holiday. So he comes in, and Josh is like, Darth, take Chris, grab the wheelbarrow, uh, rakes, shovels, broom if you need it. Go mulch the corner house. So I spent an hour mulching what little was left that we didn't do Thursday. Lovely. And then once that was done, walked over, put everything away, and walked back into the shop and told Josh. And Josh is like, "My father wants you outside. Take Chris with you." Okay, go out front, and for the next till fucking 3 o'clock, I was hauling steel rims, excavator tires, uh, 8-foot boards nailed together, about 5 planks wide, with solid #1 steel riveted bolts and scaffolding attached to them. I was dumping trash. I was scraping off chunks of asphalt. I was cutting a fucking sander, an old rusty sander, in half, because basically Scott's whole plan while Donald is away is he's going to take all the junk vehicles that have just been rotting away for God knows how long out of the fucking back of the shop and the front. And he wanted everything. It's spring cleaning or fall cleaning, I guess. Everything must go. I was hauling scrap metal, climbing on top of the fucking trailer with, God, fucking 80 or 100-pound fucking street sweeper brooms that are just made with rusty fucking bristles, fucking hurling them right over into the fucking back of the fucking sander, because the sander's tops are just rotted. They just fell into the fucking thing when they dropped it in there. I had to cut the whole fucking where the cab used to be, because there is no cab. I had to cut that in half. Then I had to fucking take the blowtorch and cut the fucking engine out and help fucking shackle chain around it so that Scott could fucking pull it out with the excavator. Then I had to fucking haul a 500-pound electric motor, an industrial electric motor, out of the fucking shop itself, the garage portion of it, and load that into the back of a fucking pickup. Then I had to fucking haul TVs that Scott's son Junior, or Cash, has not fucking gotten rid of. And then by around 2 o'clock, after I had done all of this practically by myself because Chris just watched, I walked up to Scott and I was like, "Scott, what else needs to be done?" He goes, "Take the shovels, take your brooms, take the wheelbarrow, and grab another wheelbarrow if there's another one out there. Go out into the back of the shop and scrape all of the asphalt millings that are just caked in the back. I want that all cleared out so that so that Saturday, since we've cleared most of the fucking lot today, we can start crack sealing." Okay. Then I had to go about 10 minutes into it. Chris is already complaining. "When are we going to be done?" It's 2:10 now. "I don't know, Chris. Just keep sweeping all the sweep all the dirt, leaves, and shit everywhere. Just sweep it into the pile, and it's probably a good 2-foot pile." And then I saw that we got a leaf like a leaf vacuum. I guess Donald got it for free, or he got it for fucking cheap. So the tubing and shit was sitting over there. So I went to the front of the shop where Scott was fixing up one of the trucks. And I was like, "Scott, there's fucking leaf vacuum tubes out back. What do you want me to do with them?" He's like, "Hang on, let me come with you." Goes out there. Chris is just sitting on his ass. And he just looked and shook his head, and he's like, "All right, well, just put them on top of the fucking tire rack. Matter of fact, we got to get these tires out of here. Push all the tires in all the racks as close together as you can, because there's a lot of you could probably fit 2 tires here or a tire there. Fit as many tires as you can. Put the rimmed ones on the bottom. I don't want you fucking putting them on the top, Darth. Don't be fucking killing yourself. You've been busting your goddamn ass all fucking day. You're the only one here that's fucking doing the work. And then he eyed fucking Chris, and Chris just looked down at his feet, pretending to sweep. I'm like, okay. Chris, come over here, hold these tires so I can start fucking rolling them. I don't want to lift them. They're too heavy. Chris, you're not lifting them. I'm lifting all the fucking these rimmed fucking excavator tires, and I'm fucking hauling them over here. And then once those are hauled over here, I'm gonna fucking lift all the fucking truck tires that are rimmed, and I'm gonna put them in the slots. I need you to hold the tires that I'm moving. Like I had to go under into the rack itself and push them all manually, and they're all rimmed, and they're fucking tractor trailer tires, so they have a good 150-pound rim. They are fucking heavy, and they are heavy duty tires. So the fucking things weigh about 200 pounds easily. So I'm lifting them and pushing them so they are exactly straight. I am asking you, Chris, to just hold those tires so I can roll a fucking rim tire over here, pick it up by hand, and fucking roll it into the rack. After 2 tires and filling in just one of like this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 bottom racks, and then there's 2 top racks on 2 of them, and then the rest of it's just flat, and we just lay them out just horizontally. So after the one rack, the one closest to the shop back door where we all walk in when we're going to start work, or before we go to work, he's done. He's tired. He can't do it. He's just gonna go back to sweeping. And then he tries shoveling fucking dirt in the middle of the fucking thing instead of fucking like shoveling the sides and just working your way inwards onto the pile. So I had to fill the rest of the rack. 41 tires. And I did exactly what Scott didn't want me to do. I lifted I lifted 5 of them over my head and put them on the top rack because I had stuffed so many fucking tires in there. You're gonna have to use a pry bar probably. You're probably gonna have to use a pry bar, Scott, to fucking yank them fucking out because oh boy, did I fucking stuff them. Then at 2:50, Chris is all excited. Oh, it's 2:50. It's time to start packing up. I was like, all right, I'll dump this wheelbarrow that I just helped you shovel and fill. Let me dump this. Grab your broom and your shovel. Leave mine and the broom. I'll put those in the shed later, like once I'm done. Oh, okay. I get done as soon as I'm not even 20 feet away from the fucking pile with the empty. I wasn't gone for more than fucking a minute and a half. He's already speed walking with his lunchbox in hand and his sweater. See you Monday. Yep. So I walk back into the shop and I look at fucking Josh, and Josh is like, "You're still here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got my fucking broom and shovel out back. I'm gonna finish fucking doing the rest of that fucking pile." He goes, "Oh, Chris said that you were done too." And I was like, "Yeah, I told him to say that so he'd fucking leave." I'll be back. I get done at fucking 4 o'clock. Didn't even finish fucking shoveling the rest of that fucking pile. Scott came out and he's like, 4 o'clock, you're done. I'm like, okay. He's like, what do you got left? I'm like, well, I got these 2 full fucking wheelbarrows at the top. They're probably gonna fucking buckle under the weight. I got I got the shovel, the fucking ice pick, the fucking broom, and a fucking mallet, so I can break up the fucking asphalt. He goes, all right, we'll just put those back in put them back where they are, dump those, and you're done for the day. All right. So I go out front. Once I'm done, I'm sitting there and I'm fucking exhausted. Covered in fucking I hauled a fucking tractor trailer tank, gas tank. I had to lift it myself and empty about 5 gallons of gas because Chris could. It was too filthy for Chris. So I'm fucking covered in all kinds of soot, grease, and muck. I had to lift fucking sheet metal roofing by myself. I'm still all fucking cut up. I fucking got burnt fucking from chunks of fucking molten metal and slag from fucking the blowtorch cutting shit. Completely covered it. Like looked like I was a chimney sweeper. I'm sitting there, I'm fucking smoking a cigarette, and I'm just relaxing. Fucking relaxing. And Scott's like, hey, can you help me with these TVs? Okay. Because I guess there was fucking a pile of TVs I didn't see. I fucking loaded them onto the fucking front end loader. He fucking dumps them in the back of the fucking basin cleaner, that Kent's basin cleaner, because Kent's working nights now, so he'll dump that. And so he backs a water truck into the garage because he's gonna fucking drain the oil. And he's like, "Fuck, I gotta fucking empty this. I need buckets." So I grab fucking 3 buckets and I put them down next to him. And I'm walking over to grab 2 more. He's like, "Darth, how much did Chris work?" I just went, ugh. He goes, "Say no more. Just that reaction is just enough. I've had it up to here with that fucking. I've had it up to here with that brat." I'm like, "Me too." He's like, "He ain't coming in Monday." I'm like, "Good." He goes, "Wait a minute. No, Josh told him not to come in Monday because my father told him not to come in to Monday. He doesn't want you coming in Monday either." I was like, "Oh, good." He's like, "And another thing, don't you ever fucking lift a goddamn thing if you can't lift it." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I saw the 5 fucking tires with the rims on the top fucking racks. Told you not to. They're like 200 fucking pounds. If you need someone to help you lift something, you come to me. I'll stop what I'm fucking doing at the shop and I'll fucking come over. If you're here at the shop doing shit, ask Josh, ask fucking Joe or Sean or whoever the fuck is working that day. Ask them. Don't fucking do it yourself. Don't fucking kill yourself." Like, yep. He's like, "Trust me, I've had it up to here with Chris. I'm gonna fucking fire him one of these days. I'm gonna tell him, don't come back until my father's back." He's like, "I ain't my father. I don't fucking work you right to death." I'm like, "I know." He's like, "Yeah, you better know." So I just shot the shit with him. He told me he was gonna put me on fucking for 5 o'clock. He's like, "I'll write you down for 5 o'clock because you helped me with the TVs, you helped me with the oil changing, fucking, you helped around the fucking shop." Give me a second. I gotta fucking respond to somebody. So yeah, as I'm sitting there shooting the shit with fucking Scott and Joe because Joe's a friend. Joe's Scott's friend. He's a fucking Vietnam vet, minding his own business. He comes over and he helps with the shop. And so we were all shooting the shit, talking. Josh closed up the shop, the office, so he comes walking out and he started shooting the shit with us. Orlando has apparently Orlando left at okay, so Orlando picked my ass up and he dropped my ass off at 5:30 because he had to be at a street sweeping job at 6. So he had to go to the shop and he had to fucking get a ride with Cash because his sweeper was on a trailer and they were gonna go to the site. Apparently, at 7 o'clock in the fucking morning, either 7 in the morning or at 8 in the morning, Cash got a phone call from Orlando. Yeah, I need you to come back here. Something's wrong with the fucking sweeper. Well, I can't come back there, Orlando. I'm doing my own sweeping job. Why? What's wrong? Oh, I'll just tell your father. Hangs up. Now, around that time, either 7 or 8, it was probably 8 o'clock because that's when Scott was walking around showing us everything. Orlando called him, and it didn't. And Scott was too busy doing something, i.e., helping, telling me what I'm going to be doing all day. So he called Josh in the office. And Josh picks up and he goes, "Hello, yeah, where's your father? Out front doing something with Darth and Chris. Why?" Just hangs up. Calls Scott again. Scott picks up. Apparently, the fucking street sweeper caught fire. And he lost the right side gutter broom. And all Scott could say was, "And what have you been doing? Fucking sitting there watching it?" Screaming to the top of his fucking lungs because of how pissed off he was with Orlando. That he called him about a fire. Like the motor, like I don't even like he didn't specify how it caught on fire, where it caught on fire. Like nothing. Nothing at all. Just it caught fire. So it could have been the motor just caught on fire and just blew out. It could be the whole right side of the gut, like where the gutter broom was, like that caught fire. The front of it's on fire. The whole thing's on fire. Nobody knows. It's a $17,500 fucking piece of machinery caught fire, and he's sitting there fucking like 10, 15 minutes calling everybody, calling Cash to come over to fucking fix the problem when he's like 20, 30 miles away at another site. Then he's calling Josh, and when Josh doesn't give him the answer he wants, hangs up on him. Then he's trying to call Scott. And now he's telling Scott, "Hey, I've only been here for like an hour. Machine's on fire." So Scott was in a pissed off mood. I was in a pissed off mood. Joe was in a pissed off mood. Josh was in a pissed off mood. Like Joe was pissed off because fucking Scott was just running around like a chicken with his head cut off. But you can't really blame him because Scott would tell me, "Hey, haul this and put it over here or throw this into here." I'd be done in 10 minutes. And when he's working on the fucking truck, like, I'm like, I'd walk up to Scott while he's under the truck. I'm like, "Scott, what else do you want me to do?" And he's like, "Jesus fucking Christ, you're done already?" I'm like, "Yeah, I hauled the gas tank, like the fucking tractor trailer tank back." He's like, "Jesus fucking Christ. Uh oh fuck. Uh you know what? Take all that scrap metal and throw it in the back here. Or, oh, take the blowtorch and fucking cut that in half. Cut the cab off the trailer, so they can fucking junk it and scrap it for fucking cash." All right. Oh, God. So while we're sitting there, just shooting the shit, I'm like, "Scott, you want me to come in Monday and just clean the inside of the garage? Like, you got chunks of fucking scrap metal everywhere, brake pads just lying around, fucking rusting rims, tools everywhere. Like, fucking oil stains up the ass. Fucking, you got the fucking quick dry for the oil, just like for oil patches, just sitting there collecting dust. They're completely soaked up as much oil as they can, so it's just fucking patches of fucking oil, fucking soaked. It's like kitty litter. So you got fucking patches of kitty litter everywhere, fucking piles of dirt from fucking trucks coming in, and fucking just all the crud just falling off of it. Like, you want me to just come in Monday? Like, I know your father told you and Josh, like, Darth and fucking Chris and Sean, don't come into work because there's no landscaping to do. I'm like, I'll just fucking come in Monday. He's like, yeah. Like, matter of fact, call me Sunday first, so I know ahead of time what I have to do in the shop on Sunday, like Sunday afternoon, or when I have free time Sunday. So he gave me his number. I gave him my number. And then he's like, also, we're going to have to fucking dump the loom that's been sitting in the 1-ton for a week. Matter of fact, we'll probably do that ass crack in the morning Monday. You'll go to a fucking Cash's house here in the city. It's like a mile away from mile or 2, or maybe 3 miles away from where I live. The whole backyard's got fucking holes because Scott's daughter Courtney lives there, and Scott's son lives there. It's a double. It's the basement's an apartment, and the top, the first, and the house itself is in a separate apartment. So Scott's son has the top, the house, and the basement is Courtney's. Her 2 sons, or well, her oldest son, I should say, Wesley, he loves digging, so he digs fucking holes everywhere, and there's like, it looks like no man's land, for God's sakes, with how much fucking there's foxholes everywhere. So we're gonna take the loom and we're gonna be hauling it in wheelbarrows and then filling in all those holes. So once that's done, I'll be going back to the shop, cleaning out the fucking shop, hauling all the scrap and fucking junk and fucking dumping it. And then I got to go into the back of the shop and finish scraping up the fucking rest of the asphalt I didn't do. And I have to back the sweepers out of there, because the sweepers are still sitting there, and they're just sitting on top of more shit that needs to be scraped, but I can't get anywhere because all the fucking the bin that collects all the fucking muck and dirt and silt and asphalt, those are just fucking resting on top of it where they were power washing. So I'm gonna have to do that. And then I'll talk to Scott tomorrow and be like, what time do you want me to call you Sunday? Or do you want me to just come in Monday and we'll go from there? God, that's some good whiskey. Oh, fuck. I think the most I've eaten today was 2 little microwavable cups of Chef Boyardee raviolis. And the only reason why I know that is because my father was like, "Hey, you look hungry. Go up into my loft in the shop, and here's the key. Go heat something up." So that was like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So I walked over and I fucking did that, and sure enough, my food went fucking cold. Food went cold. Fucking Chris kept asking me, "What are we gonna do?" I was like, "Ask fucking Scott. You don't need to wait for me. Just ask Scott. Jesus. Like, the fuck you want me to do? I told you I'm going to fucking heat some food up. I'll be right back. I'm having lunch. It's fucking like 11:30, 12 o'clock. Chris had his lunch at 9:30 in the morning. He got done with it at 10 o'clock. Because he didn't want to haul any shit. He sat on a fucking push sweeper Right on the fucking metal cap that cover the shielding that covers the fucking uh, the 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 broom. It's one of the long tubular ones. It sits on the front. It's like a snow plow, but with a sweeper on it. And there's a fucking metal cover on top, so like you don't have shit fucking hitting you. It's where it catches it. He was sitting on that, eating his lunch. And then like every fucking I'd say 30, 40 minutes, he's sitting on it again for 5, 10 minutes. While I'm fucking hauling shit into the back or fucking throwing in the back of the fucking the sander or fucking throwing junk and trash into the dumpster. There he is, just sitting there. And Scott knows because Scott was fucking bitching at him all the time. Ugh. God, just twisting my back slightly makes it fucking crack and pop. Snap, crackle, pop. My spine is made of Rice fucking Krispies. I know. You're not supposed to take medication or pills while you're drinking. No, it doesn't even say. May cause drowsiness or dizziness. Take this medicine with a snack or small meal if stomach upset occurs. Read the medication guide that comes with this medication. And it's just a pill bottle. It doesn't say anything. So, but yeah, like, ay, vey. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about the weed whacking we did. So at the front of the shop, when you're turning into the driveway to the entrance, there's two stone walls. They're not really stone walls per se. It's just giant boulders lined up in a row with like maybe a foot space between. But it's where you park. So everybody that works there usually parks in that location, and Orlando likes to park in the back of the fucking lot so that when Donald's like, okay, go do this, his vehicle's right there. He doesn't have to walk anywhere because he has a bum leg. So we had to weed whack all the weeds and all the tall grass and shit that was just all the overgrowth and brush that had just been growing there all season. Hang on, I'm grabbing a slice of cold pizza because I ordered Domino's last night and I didn't finish my third pizza. So there's two weed whackers. One of them has a really nice string levy or lever. Basically, you just tap the bottom of it, the head of the fucking weed whacker, and just a light tap. You don't have to slam it or anything, but just a light tap. It pushes string out. So you can constantly keep doing that. You don't have to fucking finagle with it. Most weed whackers have that, but this one's like a really nice touch, like very light touch. You don't have to slam it. And it also has a guard, a back guard. So if you have really long string, it'll cut it because there's a blade on it or a chunk of somewhat sharpened metal. Also, the guard just helps so shit's not fucking flying everywhere into your face. The other one doesn't have that, and you have to slam it to fucking cause the string to come out. Also, the one without the guard has a clogged filter, and we don't have we don't have any spare filters for it. They actually ordered them, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember, but those will be coming in next week or something. I don't know. So I grabbed both of them. Chris does not like using the one without the guard, so I'm like, here you go, Chris. He goes, that one doesn't work. I'm like, of course it works. It's almost brand fucking new. It's nothing on it has broken. This one fucking has broken multiple times. It's why it doesn't have a guard. It's why it has a clogged filter and all of that. And I just start listing off things. He's like, it just doesn't start. Josh had to hold the throttle down so it would work. I'm like, yeah, that's how a that's how a weed whacker works. You give it throttle so it'll spin the head so the string's going at a certain speed so you can cut down weeds. Like, you know this. Apparently he didn't explain it well enough to the point where something is wrong with the fucking thing and the only way to start it is to hold down the throttle. So I start doing that. I get it to work. The fucking head fucking breaks. Head just fucking goes flying in pieces. Chris is already gone. It's like right when I started the fucking thing, he's already grabbed the shit one, which is already suspicious, and he's already like across the lot so he can weed whack like where the fucking shit is. Instead of following my instructions, which is we're both going down there at the same time, at the same pace, so that we both meet up so that we can just stop right then and there. So I walk back into the shop. I'm like, Josh, who's the asshole that used the fucking weed whacker with the guard last time? I haven't been weed whacking practically this whole fucking season. He goes, Chris, why? It's like the head shattered and fucking went flying everywhere. The fucking spring went one way, the fucking string went another way, the whole cap went this way. Told me that apparently you have to start it by holding the fucking throttle. He goes, yeah, because he fucking bashed it when he dumped the fucking a barrel full of grass. It was too heavy, he said, so he just fucking let it go and it landed right on the fucking back where the motor is. So he fucked it up. My father hasn't checked it out yet. I'm like, well, it's fucking broken, so it's not working. He's like, oh, well, fuck. My grandfather's not going to be happy about that. I'm like, yeah, because I'm going to get fucking blamed for it. I just fucking stormed out. I sat there and watched Chris weed whack the whole fucking thing while I was smoking a fucking cigarette because I was just like, I can't. I'm going to strangle this fucker. I'm going to strangle him, watch his eyes pop out, and just, that's it. That is it. I'm done. I am done. That's my mood right now. Done. I don't want to work. I don't want to eat. I don't want to sleep. I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. That's how done I am. I got no drive anymore. Fucking sucks. Yeah, it's 6th or 7th item he's damaged. Yeah. It's awful. Fucking awful. And then I got even and I'd even tell you the worst thing. Well, the worst thing personal life wise, not work related. I got home at 5:30. I think it was 5:30. Joe gave me a lift because he was leaving the shop. Got home, turned on my computer from hibernation mode because it just I'm in such a rush in the morning and I leave my computer on so I can listen to I can watch videos in bed before I sleep. Get out of hibernation mode, look right at the fucking screen. I have a message on Facebook. I'm like, oh boy. Apparently my friend has informed me that my ex, who I've been talking to for 9 months, or was talking for 9 months, has apparently solidified her dating the dude that she bitched at me for just asking her what's up with this hashtag IG crush, hashtag couples workout that I keep hearing people tell me about on Instagram? Like, apparently they're a thing. So after 9 months of telling me, talking with me, literally the whole thing, first time talking to her, I was like, the only reason why I'm talking to you is because I want a relationship with you. She's like, okay, we can try and work that out. I've been wondering it. I've wondered, like, every now and again, why we haven't tried. Cause you do this, you stupid bitch. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Seriously, fucking seriously, like, telling me she wants to go have coffee. Oh, we'll have coffee. We'll go to a coffee shop or a breakfast diner or a cafe or something. We'll sit down and we'll talk and work things out. Get a feel for each other because we haven't seen each other for like 2 years. And then we'll go from there. And I'm like, okay. And that was in February. And she kept putting it off and putting it off. And then fucking April, she's like, oh, I have mono and limes. Double whammy. I'm currently quarantined. My parents don't want me leaving the house. But she's well enough to go to her pole classes so she can work the pole. She's well enough to where she's telling people on Facebook, "Yeah, I was doing a lot of yoga today." And I was doing a lot of oh god, was it gymnastics? I forget what the fuck she was doing, but she was training. And then she's well enough to go to Spartan races. But I let that slide. And then May comes, and she still says she has mono, and she still has Lyme, and she's really, really sick. And then finally, in June, we finally hook up. And I honestly did not expect that to happen. And then she's all fucking excited and scared and confused. And, oh, was it good for you? Oh, like, I'm sorry for the way I acted last night. I was panicking because I was just nervous. Oh, do you want to hang out? You want to spend the night? Like, the very day after, she asked me to go with her to the mall so we can hang out at the mall. And then when she's dropping me off, she's like, do you want to spend the night at my place again? Yeah, I'm fine with that. And what happens that very fucking night? She gets pissed off. Her whole night has been ruined. Her whole night has been ruined, you ask? Yeah. You want to know how it was ruined? The guy she was flirting with on Snapchat, his girlfriend found out. And his girlfriend goes to the same fucking dance studio / pole studio that she goes to. And so she got called out for fucking talking to a dude and flirting hardcore with him. So her whole night is ruined. Whole night is ruined. Been talking to my ex for months now about working things out. We've actually been having deep fucking conversations about this stuff. We hung out practically the whole day yesterday. I spent the night with him and slept with him. I'm upset. My whole night's ruined. This dude I've been flirting with on Snapchat for God knows how long. Apparently he has a girlfriend. And she tells me this. And I'm like, seriously? She's like, what? I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing wrong. I called her out for it. I was like, you've been talking to me about dating. Like, trying to work out, like, work together to try and get back into a relationship. And you just told the guy that you just slept with, like, guy you have known for over a decade. Like, yeah, I've been flirting hardcore with this dude, and his girlfriend found out, and she called me out. My night's ruined. I don't want to hang out with you and talk to you in person about it. And then after a fucking week, I'm like, must have been like a week, 2 weeks. I'm like, so what are we? Just a logical fucking question. What are we? Like, are we dating? Are we fuck buddies? Was it a one night stand? Like, what is it? I don't know. Like, it's just really stressful right now, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. The truth, like, then I followed up with, do you want to be with me? I don't know. It's like, that's not an answer. That's an avoidance. You're avoiding answering. It's a yes or no question. Why are you asking? Because I don't want to fucking chase after you if you don't want anything to do with me. If it's a no, I'm gone. Like I told you in fucking February when we when we first started talking, like, this is it. Like, this is the last chance. This is the last time you'll be talking to me. Like, if you don't want anything to do with me, I'm done. I'm going. I'm leaving. You won't be hearing from me again. Because I don't want to waste my fucking time. I don't want to waste a year of my fucking time, or however many months or weeks or days. Not wasting my time. And if it's a yes, then we'll work through it. Like, if you're stressed out with work, because, working at a fucking water park 2 days and then working third shift at a fucking security place where you just sit there watching security cameras and then every so often doing a patrol, somehow that's making her extremely tired to the point where she can't hang out with any friends. Yet, apparently, fucking back in September, talked to two of her friends, because I actually had a dinner date with my friend Molly, and those two went with her. Apparently, that was a crock of shit. She was hanging out with all kinds of guys. She just didn't have enough time to hang out with her actual friends because of how many guys she was talking to. They didn't even know she was talking to me. They didn't even know that she slept with me. They didn't know anything about me. And her response, well, that's because we can't be civil. We can't be civil. You slept with me. How can you sleep with someone if you're not civil with them? I mean, yeah, granted, that'd probably be a rape. Wasn't a rape. Like, you literally told me, should I bring wine? Should I bring something to drink? And I immediately responded with, do you want me to go to, like, 7-Eleven to grab you some fucking soda or something? She's like, no, silly, wine. And I was like, okay, well, there's a package store, like, just down the block. If you want me to grab wine for you, just tell me what brand or type. Like, I have no idea about fucking wines. Then I'll grab some fucking whiskey for myself. And then that night, I thought I was going to get stood up because she texted me at like 11:30 at night. Oh, I totally forgot I have a pool party with all my friends from Pole. I'll be there though. I'm just going to go in and out. And when she didn't fucking respond for like an hour, I was like, well, this is tits up. She stood me up. And then, son of a bitch, she texted me, but I was fucking super fucking drunk at that point. And that's the same night we spent the night together. Oh, ooh, totally uncivil. Like, totally uncivilized fucking interactions between us. Her doing yoga and doing fucking handstands, because I guess she likes doing fucking handstands. Like, she did a scorpion pose, and then she had me fucking hold her up so she could do a handstand while I'm holding her. Ooh, but you know, that's uncivilized character. Like that's an uncivil like conversation. Like we're just uncivil towards each other. Both of us giggling and laughing because I'm fucking drunk and I'm a giggly drunk when I'm happy. She's a giggly drunk when she's happy. And then, you know, one thing led to another and kablam. We're fucking for 6 hours. Uncivil. You know what's even more uncivil? Her texting me the day, like that very day after she left to go to work, and then being told you have the day off today, and the first person she texted when she found out was me, asking me if I wanted to hang out with her. Totally uncivil. That's far more uncivil. You know, it's uncivil of me to ask her if she has feelings for me or if she wants something with me, given the fact that she's been giving me hardcore signals for, like, you know, the last 2 weeks. My parents are going back out camping. Like, they're going to be gone for the next 3 days. Do you want to come over and hang out? Yeah, all right. Well, I just want to let you know that I'm totally up for, like, having sex again. LOL. And then fucking blushing emoticon, skull emoticon, blushing emoticons. Like, uncivil. Totally uncivil. No, apparently it's uncivil when I find out that she's, you know, I wouldn't even say it's cheating on me, but lying to me. Apparently it's uncivil for me to be angry. It's uncivil to be justifiably angry that she's essentially dating a dude. Sorry, a significant other, and being fed up. Like, she skipped fucking town to Western Mass, had a fucking going away party with all of her fucking friends. All of her friends. All of her friends. Who wasn't invited? Who didn't she talk to? Who didn't she say goodbye to? Who didn't she text? Me. Because that's how little she thought of me. That's how little that shows you just how little in beneath her I am. Person she's been talking to for fucking, at that point it was like, I think it was late August. Been talking to her from February to that point, and fucking tense and intimate fucking relationship for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Like, I think it was almost a month. And then it was just nothing but drama because I was like, so what are we? And then like a week or so would go by, and I'm like, so you're not really working that much this week. You want to get a coffee so we can talk about, like, us? That's I don't want to deal with that drama right now. Oh, but you know, she'd came over to get the fucking Jack Skellington sweatshirt I bought for her at the feast because she didn't go to the feast with me because she had to work. Oh, but she went to pick up her friend, and she just happened to spend a couple hours there drinking because she couldn't say no because it's her friend. And then she hung out with me for like 4 or 5 hours that night when she came to pick up the fucking sweatshirt and her sweatshirt. Oh, but you know, then like 4 or 5 days before she left, she comes over to see me and asks me, "Can I come over?" Because she's so worked up over which place she's gonna stay at. These two dudes, this one dude that she knew in one class like 3 years ago when she was in college, that she barely knows, but they're acquaintances, him and his roommate, and she can move into like a closet-sized bedroom that can only fit a twin-sized bed and a dresser. Like either that or her best friend who practically is renting out a house. But the only problem is it's a one-bedroom house. So she'll have to sleep on a couch. But her friend is talking about getting a place, and so both of them can throw in on halvesies, so they can get a bigger place with 2 bedrooms, or a spare room that's big enough to be a bedroom. Oh, I don't know which one to choose. And then she gets all upset when I'm like, you should move in with your friend. Like, yeah, you'll be living on a couch, but like you've saved up fucking you're not spending any of the money that you've had. You've been planning on going out to Western Mass for like 5-6 months. So you have like 6 months worth of fucking work, like, paychecks just sitting in the bank collecting dust. Like all you pay is your phone bill, your car insurance, and your 2 gym memberships. That's it. Oh, and gas. And like toiletries and fucking oddities. That's it. Like makeup and shit like that. Is the only reason why you're saying that is because I'll be moving in with 2 guys? No. Like it's the logical choice. You barely know either of them. They're charging you half the monthly rent when there should be 3 of you guys, so you should be splitting it 3 ways instead of 2 ways. Like, and you're getting a fucking closet-sized bedroom. Like, come on now. All the furniture that you bought because you want to move out there and you can't put any of it in there. Like, you're going to be taking the dresser you've had for a couple of years and like a twin size bed. Like, fucking, like you're paying $400 for that fucking closet sized room, essentially. All right, well, I'll think about it and I'll talk to her. She moves in with the 2 guys. Spoilers. That's how that story ends. She moves in with those 2 guys because her friend might be moving in with her girlfriend. Even though that would mean that, she can still move in with them because she's really good friends with her friend's girlfriend. And then they can all go through. They can again go 3 ways with it. She'll have a nice big room. Fuck, 3 people going in on that, you could get a 2-bedroom apartment out there, or a 2-bedroom fucking floor department. So a whole floor to yourself. And then to find out, like, yeah, like, she's hardcore flirting with some fucking bodybuilder on Instagram that she knows, that she just met. And I'm like, is this true that you did this? Who the fuck told you? I want to know their name. If you don't tell me their name, I'm done talking to you. What? Jesus Christ! I'm just asking, like, if they're fucking blowing smoke up my ass to just fuck it because they don't like you. I don't know if they don't like you. I don't know if they have ulterior motives. I don't know if they're lying. I just want you to confirm what yes or no. They didn't show me a screenshot. They didn't show me anything, even though I asked. Screenshot? Pics or it didn't happen. One of the internet rules. Then she got super fucking defensive, called me a fucking retard, called me an asshole, and fucking, oh, she fucking knew this. Oh, this. Just vitriolic fucking hate coming my way over a simple fucking question like that. And then she stopped talking to me, blocked me on Facebook, blocked, like, my friend asked me if I saw what she tweeted, so I was like, no. So she linked me to the tweet, so I clicked on it. Apparently, I'm blocked on Twitter. Like, she actually searched for my fucking Twitter account and blocked that. Like, what? Like you hate me that much because I didn't tell you the person's name. They're a mutual friend of ours, meaning they're your friend and my friend, and they're looking out for me apparently, and they were right about you. And you get so utterly fucking defensive. You do that. And then not even a full month later, apparently you guys have been dating. Like this random friend of yours that you just met, that you just made friends with. Like, you're dating him. Guy you were talking to for 9 months. That, like, you were talking about like how you've been thinking about fucking trying to be in a relationship with. Yeah, like fucking total drama. You can't deal with the drama. You don't even know if you'll be able to work. Again, another excuse she threw out, and it's a total fucking excuse. She wouldn't be able to be in a relationship, or the relationship would be strained, and she didn't want the relationship to be strained because she'd be working as a campus cop while she went back to cadet academy so that she could be a full-time cop. And so she'd be doing that for fucking like 2-3 months, and it'd be really stressful, and she wouldn't have time to come here to hang out with me, even though I told her like I gotta fuck it. No, oh, that's another thing. I have a truck now. Donald gave it to me. Like, the only thing wrong with it is it can't go over 40 miles per hour because oh god, I forgot what the fuck's wrong with it, but it's like a fucking $50-$60 fix. Like, it's just something in the motor. I have a truck and I have a fucking car that I got for fucking practically for a for a carton of cigarettes. Like, my father got it off of Scott for a carton of cigarettes, and then my father's like, you know what? I don't even want the fucking car. I'll just buy a shit truck. Here, $80. So I gave him $80. So I have a car and a truck, and I'm probably giving my father the truck because I don't want the truck. And I told her flat out, like, hey, I got a car. All I have to do is fucking put my name on the fucking title and fucking reinstate my license. And I can drive, to fucking Western Mass to hang out with you when you're available. Like, it's not really gonna fucking no skin off my teeth. Like, I'm gonna be busting my ass for the next fucking like the 2-3 months you'll be doing that because the season's wrapping up, and then during the winter I can fucking just drive out there because I'm gonna be fucking on hiatus. Like, the only time I'll be working is if it's fucking like snow on the ground and it needs to be fucking shoveled and plowed. That's it. Oh, okay. Too stressful. Month there. She's like, oh my god, just so much fucking shit. Like, her friends told me that she's been going like with this guy. Apparently, they've been fucking going all over the place. They went to Boston. They've gone to fucking Six Flags. They're going out to dinner together, going to see movies, going like dating, dating. But she'd be swamped with work, going to the cadet academy, working her fucking third shift at the campus and all this and that, and there's no way she'd have time for anything. And so when her fucking friend messaged me and was like, "Yeah, they're dating," I was like, "Oh, wow, lovely. No time to do anything, right?" And she's like, "You'd be surprised." I'm like, "What?" Oh, she went all the way back here just so she could go to the fucking gym that she does pole at, so she could make a couple Instagram videos of her working a pole. Then she hung out with some of her friends here, and then she went back home because she had the day off. Wow. She doesn't know when she'll have a day off. She doesn't know when she'll be available. She doesn't know when she'll ever. She's gonna be 2-3 months where she's not gonna be able to do anything because she's just gonna be swamped with work. She's gonna have no social life whatsoever. Wow. Uncivil though. I'm uncivil. We can't have a civil conversation or a civil relationship. Yep. Okay. Drinking my fucking liver away. Like, between that and work today, and the fact of it being Friday the 13th, I'm just in a shit mood. Yeah. Perfect. Fucking perfect. Fucking absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Fucking Christ. Kill me now, folks. Kill me now. Fucking kill me now, please. Please, for the love of God. Put a bullet in my fucking head. I I could be okay, I could totally be an asshole and state something that would completely fucking like I don't know, like, because I doubt, like, I've linked some of these streams to her, like, over the course of fucking, like, me doing them, and she actually wanted me to show her how to do a podcast or a stream so she could do stuff because I guess in college she did radio, like campus radio. So her and her friends would sit there and shoot the shit for like an hour or so, like every other week or some shit. I don't know, but like I don't know if she'd watch this and get completely fucking butthurt that I stated something that happened the night we spent together. But I'm not going to do that. I am not going. I am not. Not. I will not. Fuck that. Fuck that. Hey. Fuck. God damn. Uh. Also found out. One of the townies in my old town. His grandson, a 13-year-old who was being bullied, uh, pulled out went home. I guess they were at the park or they were at like the school playground or some shit, and he was riding his bike, minding his own fucking business, and these kids that were bullying him were fucking with him. One of them apparently brandished a knife or showed a knife to him and was like threatening him with it. So he fucking hopped back onto his bike, rode it back home, grabbed a 22 long rifle, went back, hid in the woods, waited for the one kid that had the knife to go home, followed him, pushed him into the woods, ran him off. Well, first off, ran him off the road because he was on a bicycle, pushed him into the woods, aimed the rifle, and shot him through the arm, and the bullet went through the arm into his chest. And that happened 2 days ago. Think that's when the shooting happened. Think that's when it happened. And then I think it was oh god, I forgot what fucking day it was, but two people, like I think like 12 blocks or 15 blocks away from me, just down the road. It's right past the breakfast place I go to. It's next to a really good Chinese restaurant. Two people gunned down, drive by. They were driving in a car. Uh, Driver was shot in the head, killed instantly. The other one was shot in the throat. He drowned in his own blood. Car swerved, crashed into another car, and the other car that had the fucking shooter just drove off. So that's some morbid news. Then yeah, then Monday when I did the stream Monday on Leif Erikson Day, uh, Texas University shooting. After I think that was the day I think I was talking about fucking mass shootings and how fucking like insane people are and accusing like throwing out conspiracies and how society is just getting so fucking desensitized to it. Like Sten told me, he was like, "Yeah, oh god, breaking news: shooting at Texas University," and like my response was like, "God damn it!" And that was it. That was it. Like I could not muster the fucks to give, and I mean that without trying to sound like an asshole. I like I just don't know. I just don't know. Like they're like one of the largest mass shootings in U.S. history happened like last week. Fucking 50 some odd people dead, over 500 people injured. Shot into a crowd of like 22,000 people, or fucking however many thousand people were there for the concert. Like, and now another fucking shooting not a week later. Like fucking Jesus Christ. Like, I just don't know. Don't know. Like, what am I supposed to feel? Be outraged when this shit's happening all the fucking time. How can I? I just don't know. Like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. And fucking just make a Batman suit. Get some ballistic pads and elbow pads and fucking grab a cape. Just go out into the city and just start fucking clobbering people. Uh, let's see. How about now? Dropping in and out. Okay, you can hear me now. Awesome. It was probably just me fucking. I put a top on because I took a shower, so I've just been sitting here shirtless, just minding my own fucking business, and I have the window open, so it's getting chilly. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just throw a fucking my fatigue jacket on. So it was probably fucking with the mic piece. So that's probably why it sounded like I was going in and out. But oh fuck. Yeah, going yeah, vigilante. Like just go into the city and just call myself the clobber or something and just start beating the shit out of fucking gang members, drug dealers, and fucking just trying to do my own thing. Keep up keep up the good fight. At this point, like, I'd become a folk hero. Fucking Christ. Oh, oh God, I forgot this. That happened at work. So, okay. So in my lunchbox, I always keep two journals. One is a language journal. I have all of my translated names and locations and factions and everything I have translated for my lore. The second journal has all of my notes and like little snippets of what I've been able to piece together to make a cohesive narrative for certain things, like battles. I've like at work, I usually flesh out battles, put the belligerents, like the amount, like number of forces, fucking break down the forces for cavalry, archers, pikemen, billmen, men at arms, etc. Draw little maps of where the battlefield took place and like how this happened and where they moved and all this, and writing down some fucking notes for like the races and shit. So I have those in my lunchbox because I have a 2 compartment lunchbox. So the top one is where all my shit is. So my sharpening stones, my whetstones, pens, pencils, eraser, and my 2 notebooks or 2 journals, and then my gloves, my work gloves, and then the main compartments where I have like my ice packs and my food and drink. Well, I had put it in the shop. Josh has seen me take those journals out on multiple occasions. After we were done and we were just shooting the shit, he called me out on what I was writing. He's like, I see some D&D stats in your journal. I'm like, oh, fuck. He's like, those don't look like normal rules. Those look like homebrewed rules. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking, it's a, like theory shit. Like I'm just working on shit and writing down gripes and how fucking certain things should be. Like war bows. I want to put war bows in my lore, or great bows. Uh, like I told Sten, I think it was last night or the night before or whatever. I'm changing the falchion so it doesn't look the way it does in fucking D&D and Pathfinder. It actually looks like an actual falchion, which is it kind of looks like a fucking machete. That's basically what it's supposed to look like. It's like a 2 millimeter thick blade, and it's heavily weighted on the fucking. It's a type of sword, by the way, uh, but it's heavily weighted onto the blade, and it's for chopping through cloth. Gambison, cloth armor, no armor. That's it. Like if it tries to go up against riveted mail or any kind of mail or plate, it's just gonna fucking break. And then there's a messer, which is basically a falchion, but it has a riveted handle. So it's more a knife than a sword, even though it's an actual sword. And so there's like this weird, like there's only a few versions of the blade for a messer, but there's multiple versions for a falchion, and there's a lot of in between. But it comes down for those blades how how the crossguard, grip, and pommel are. If it's riveted handle, has a crossguard and no pommel, it's a messer. If it has a crossguard, a grip, and a pommel like a sword with a full tang going through, it's a falchion. So I'm doing that. And so I was telling him, like, yeah, like, and I told him the exact same thing I just told you guys. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, Mithril, like, I want it more like Tolkien's Mithril. Like, it's kind of stupid that all Mithril really does is just half weight. That's it. Like, Adamantine is, Adamantine is the more tanky, heavily mechanical fucking aspect of Mithril in Tolkien's verse. Like, incredibly dense, incredibly hard, incredibly strong. Fucking Mithril's also incredibly light. So I was like, yeah, I just took adamantine and I took mithril and I just sandwiched them fucking together. That's true mithril. And then there's regular I don't even have a real, because it's not false mithril. I might even go with just impure mithril. Like it just halves the weight. It doesn't grant you the other magical benefits like the adamantine shit. And he's like, "Huh? You making a campaign?" I'm like, "No." Like, what makes you think that? Like, I play D&D. I hardly DM anymore. He goes, "I think you're fucking hosting a campaign. Like, there's no way you'd fucking fill up like 150 pages out of like this 200-page fucking, yeah, like this 200-page fucking journal filled to the brim with fucking notes. You better fucking invite me, asshole." I'm like, "I'm not doing a campaign. If I'm doing a campaign, I'll invite you." He's like, "You better. I want to fucking play D&D. Like, none of my friends want to play D&D." I'm like, "All right." He's like, "Also, you better get a fucking computer so we can play Divinity. I want to play Divinity 2 with you." I'm like, "All right." And then he's like, "All right, well, I gotta go." So he's leaving. Scott and Joe are standing there, and Scott's like, "The fuck was that all about?" I'm like, "Fuck." Fucking working on a D&D campaign setting and fucking I've had a D&D campaign for fucking like 14, 15 some odd fucking years since I was like 13, 14 years old. And he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Well, I've been telling him about the shit that I've done in D&D for like the past fucking 5, 6 months, and he really wants to fucking play D&D now. But I don't want to work with my boss because then without a single fucking, like, no pause, he just goes, "You don't want bias." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want bias." He's like, "Let me guess. You think Josh is going to get pissed off at you if you do something?" I'm like, "Yeah, I really think that's going to happen." He's like, "Good man. I won't tell him." So I'm like, "Thank you, Scott." And then that's when we were just sitting there smoking cigarettes, and that's when I fucking popped the question of like, "Hey, do you want me to work Monday?" So, whew, dodged a bullet there. It's gonna be awkward if I have a brand new notebook or journal, and that's getting filled with notes on shit. So now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I want to do something like on my downtime at work, like if we're waiting for fucking Josh to come back with a load of mulch or loom, or like we're just shooting the shit and just like taking a break. Like I could take my notebook out and I can just jot on my free time at work because for some reason I'm more fucking creative and have more of a fucking, like, my writer's block kind of disappears when I'm at work. It's always been that way. In school, I could work on comic books nonstop. Like one class, like one period in school, like during the day, I could fucking make like a comic, like write up the whole script, write up how it's all gonna work, and then like next class, just draw out the whole fuck how the panels are gonna fit, and this one and that one, splash pages, and then the next class, fucking start doing the line work. Next class, fucking start inking it. Final class or the class right before the final class, fucking color it in. put the word bubbles in, and then the final class at the end of the day, I'm already fucking writing in the fucking script and like what's in the word bubbles. Like each day I'm fucking making a comic, just working my ass off doing that. Like, and then if I wasn't doing like if I was taking a break from doing comic work, like I'd be fucking working on lore for my D&D setting, cause like especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we'd be sitting down playing D&D like after school. Like I'd be writing up like, okay, well this is gonna happen here, and this is the stats for this thing, and I want this type of encounter, and this is the map for the fucking first floor and second floor and third floor, and these are the traps and these are the DCs and like what kind of traps they are, and like just fucking insane amount of work that I could get done. And I was passing in all my classes. Wasn't really paying attention, like consciously. Subconsciously, though, like if I was looking at a fucking comic book panel that I had been working on, I'd be like, oh, well, we were talking about algebra. Like we were in algebra class, and this is the fucking math equations, and these were this and that, and like, or history class. History class was kind of easy because we were talking about fucking Rome, so I knew what we were talking about when it came to Rome, and when we were talking about the Middle Ages, like I was all for that because big fantasy nut here, and I love the Middle Ages and the Dark Ages, even though they're not really the Dark Ages, they're just called that. So like, I don't know, that's just how I was. Like I can take in like audible information while I'm doing something else, like while I'm multitasking. But if I actually try to pay attention, or if I'm just there's nothing to do, like right now, like if you were to tell me like write 5 pages of your lore, I wouldn't be able to do it because I'd write up 5 pages and I'd read through it and I'd be like, this is shit, delete. Or I'd be writing something down and I'd be like, well, fuck, what's that guy's name? So I'd flip through my notebooks and I'd be like, oh, fuck, I got to work on this. So then I'd fucking open up a new Word document, type in it, like work on his fucking shit, try and trim the fat, fucking make it lean, work it out, flip through all my notebooks, see if there's anything conflicting. Probably gonna have something conflicting. Fucking then I'm sitting there for fucking like an hour, like the thinker statue, just how the fuck do I fix that plot hole? No, I couldn't do that. That wouldn't work. Well, I could do this and maybe change this about the character so that it works. Yeah, let's go with that first. And I do that, and I'm like, nah, that's stupid. It's too cliched. All right, we'll go with the other design. And then like 5 hours are going by, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm so fed up with this shit, and I've only got like a page and a half of actual lore done, or 5 pages. Awful. I am an awful writer and artist. Like, I literally fucking I like I'm not I haven't told anybody this uh on the internet, and I haven't talked about this on the stream. Uh I am probably going to just stop drawing for good. Like no more. And I know that's probably going to piss off a few people because it pissed off my father something wicked when I told him. Uh but oh fuck. Couple of my personal Facebook, a lot of people got pissed off. And they were more pissed off over the fact that it's a tragedy, I guess. Like that's the way they see it. It's a tragedy. Like I mean, I don't see it as a tragedy. Like I told them flat out, like the reason why I'm not doing it isn't because of like, oh, look at me, like I'm throwing away this skill. I have no urge at all. At fucking all. Like the most I'll draw is a map. That's it. And that's only when it has to, like I have to do something for my lore. That's it. If I have to draw a city map, I'll draw it. If I have to draw a battle map, I'll do it. If I have to do like a continent or a county or a regional map, I'll draw it. Cause in that moment, I'm like, I have to fucking work on this. I like I'm in a zone. Like the passion is there. It's not when it comes to just drawing. Like just not. I have no passion for drawing anymore. None. So if people like if friends and family want to fucking bitch and say that I'm wasting my potential, like I already knew I was wasting my potential. Like I already said that fucking on my grandfather's anniversary. I am probably one of the best examples of wasted potential. Ugh. Let's see. Come on, Facebook. Close that goddamn message box. Tired of fucking seeing it. Uh, hmm. Uh, what else? What else? What else? What else? No, I gotta get fucking drinks for work in the morning. Fuck off. Oh, God, kill me now. How about now? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, fuck me. I accidentally hit the burn on my side. Ugh. God. Why the NRA is even terrible for gun owners. Cracked explains. National Rifle Association. I'm in line first. You have to grab a fucking grab a number. My number is 79114. A lot is up. Just in a shit mood. FLU, Stan. There you go. A. But just in a shit fucking mood. Just tired and done. Oh god, fucking roast chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, fucking vegetables, biscuit. Oh fuck. I could go for that right now. I was planning on making a fucking pot pie or a fucking chicken stew, but I'm just too fucking tired to fucking set everything up and cook it. It's gonna take hours to cook. Ugh. So tired. Oh, only two penguin chicks survived in a colony of 36,000 after ice levels meant adults had to travel further for food. Penguins dying, quote, catastrophic Antarctic breeding season. BBC News just broke 2 hours ago. Awesome. Uh, God. The Massachusetts Police Violent Fugitive Apprehension Selection today added New Bedford double homicide suspect Carmelo Cursado Jr. to its most wanted list. And the fucking picture is him holding a bottle of Grey Goose and Hennessy. God, why? This guy keeps posting minion jokes on my Facebook newsfeed. It's annoying. You know what? Go to settings. I fucking despise minions with a burning fucking passion. Lol, if I made somebody laugh long enough for them to forget their problems, I didn't waste my day wasn't wasted. Hide all from minion jokes. Thank you. Oh, that's a good picture. From congratulations, you ruined everything. My talents include stress eating and loving people that will never love me back. Uh, it hurts, and it's so true because it is. It is. I can stress eat like a motherfucker. What do you think breakfast is? I've put my body into shock. The destruction of the colony was because of the ice and temperature, I guess. Like because of how cold it is there, or because like global climate change, it's made adult penguins have to venture further to find actual sustainable food sources. So it's kind of shit. Yeah, sucks. It really does. It really does suck. Yeah, we've completely destroyed the ecosystems to the point where a lot of them probably can't fucking bounce back effectively. I mean, I can see not penguins. I can see pigeons and squirrels living just fine and kind. Those motherfuckers are like cockroaches. Like even in the concrete jungles of cities, pigeons, rock pigeons, I should mention. That's what they're called, rock pigeons. Rock pigeons and gray squirrels are thriving. Same with raccoons, possums, uh, coyotes. I can see those living. Maybe grizzlies, or the is it a prisley, like the grizzly bear slash polar bear hybrid that's been cropping up in like the last decade or so because of it. God, I would love to live in a fucking cabin right now. I never understand fucking pictures like that on Facebook where it's like you have to spend a month. You have to spend a month in a beautiful cabin in like a beautiful idyllic forest. No internet for a month or 30 days. You get $1 million, or you get the fucking place. Would you do it? You goddamn right. Free house, a free house in a beautiful setting, beautiful house, and it has no internet. Yeah, for $1 million, I'll buy the fucking house. I'll buy the property it's on, and I'll put internet in it. Problem fucking solved. Problem fucking solved. Oh God. My dream house is a log cabin. Either that or a stone cottage. Something along the lines of maybe like the older cottages and stuff from Ireland or Ireland, Scotland, the British Isles, like that kind of idyllic, just stone walls with little glass windows, nice slate roof, Uh, beautiful stone wall. Like I'd buy like 7, 8 more acres than I am actually gonna need, and I'd clear it. Like I'd clear, not clear it as in like cut down all trees. Like I'm not fucking Saruman the White here. Sorry, Saruman of the many colors. But I'd be like clear all the underbrush, just trees. It's trees and grass. Turn it from a forest to a wood, because that's the difference. At least I believe in the medieval sense or Middle English sense. A forest is just it's got fucking overgrowth and shit all in it and trees. A wood though is a maintained forest. No under like anything that grows under the canopies of the trees, you have allowed it to grow. Mushrooms, fucking like that's how truffles and mushrooms and like roots were such a viable source of like sustenance is because they maintain the forests. Like that's something a lot of people don't realize. In the Middle Ages and beyond, and like before that, like most of Europe was completely controlled on the ecological system. The forests were maintained. They cleared out. They made glades so that they could like. And another reason why you clear out under like overgrowth in the woods is you're hunting deer and wildlife. It's going to be kind of easier to track and spot them when there's nothing blocking your vision. But they'd also make glades. They'd make clearings so that they could fucking it was basically traps. Like the glades and fucking clearings they made were traps, so they could have a shooting gallery to kill deer that they just led towards the glades. So like the 7 or 8 lake, like I'm not even sure how many acres. I know it's going to be a lot of acreage though that I'd buy. Like that it all be cleared, so that way during the winter it's just snow. I don't want fucking like little sapling fucking fir trees growing and fucking all kinds of shit brush. I don't want like I want my lawn, I want my land that I own to be idyllic. And a cabin would make it idyllic. I'd have like you do not know how deep in depth I have made it. Like hand forged hinges, custom windows, like thick glass, like fucking medieval fucking windows or colonial windows from like the 1600s where it's like 8 to 10 panes of like thick like half-inch glass in little fucking metal or wooden frames placed in the wall placed all over the fucking place. Nice roaring like fireplace, beautiful fucking porch, all roughly hewn wood for the exterior. Like it was just fucking felled and fucking cleared and sawn and cut in half and all that. Oh my god. Slate roof with a copper fucking cap on the top. So that's beautiful patina. Maybe put a little bit of moss or peat moss on the top between the cracks of the slate roof so that fucking moss grows there. So that way, like, not only is moss not only is the moss growing or producing oxygen, but it's also insulating and yeah, it's just a natural insulator. Nice fucking stone chimney. Beautiful fucking oh god, what type of wood was it? I forget the type of wood it is. It's a type of wood, and I'm not like this isn't hyperbolic. This type of wood you could like it's what farmers use. Uh is it lemon wood? Give me a second. Uh type of post. Oh fuck me. Uh no. No, those aren't. Those are not what I want. Is it this? Is this the type of wood I'm thinking of? God, cattle fencing. No, that's not it. Anyways, it's a very rare type of wood here in New England because of I believe gypsy moths. Basically, they killed off most of the tree population. So it's a really expensive, really hard to come by fucking wood. And once you fell it, it will not rot. Like it'll look like it's rotting, but it's not. It's just like the exterior is just falling apart. But the actual heart of the fucking post, because like most of these trees you cut down when they're not even fully grown. They're just enough to make a fence post out of. Like most of it is heartwood, and so it would just will not rot. Like my uncle Den's farm is loaded with them, and they've been around since his great grandfather. Like that's it. And I've called bullshit on that multiple times. Like my father has told me, like, if you want a fence, you go with this kind of wood. I'm like, fuck, please. Like you'd fucking use that. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like your Uncle Den's fucking farm posts, like they look like shit, but those have been around for fucking like 100 fucking years, probably more. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. It was also the main type of, if I remember correctly, it was the main type of wood used in most housing here in New England for like wooden log cabin, like cabins and shit. Of course, you'd want more of the fucking stone. You'd want stone because that's an insulator, especially during winters. Is it larch? Is it larch? I know it begins with an L or an H. I can't remember. Or lark. No, it can't be. I'll fucking think of it. It'll come to mind, and I'll be like, "That's it." But yeah, like I'd have those kind of fence posts lining the pathway to my house. Oh my god! I have I have a Tumblr account, and it's just nothing but scenery shit and porn, but mostly scenery shit. And like I have painstakingly gone through everything I feasibly could to find log cabins and fences and fucking like woods, and like some of the pictures are from Vermont and New Hampshire and Maine. Like like a few of the scenery blogs, like they're from New England. So going around fucking looking at New England shit, and I'm like, God, I want I want that so fucking badly. I want that house, but I don't want it in the location it's in. I want it on this location, and I want this here and that there. So, like, that's basically what I've done. I have painstakingly, like, visualized through photos and a collage, like, my dream house that I've been wanting for fucking years. And my God, like, I don't give a fuck if anyone's like, well, that's stupid. Like, that's all you want out of life, motherfucker. Like like I have looked at the amount of money that I would have to drop. Like, do you know how much hand forged hinges are going to cost me? Do you know how much it's going to cost for fucking, like, you can't get colonial windows like that anymore. You have to pay out of pocket a glassmith to fucking hand forge or hand blow those windows, and then you need to have a carpenter or a blacksmith, depending, like, if you want the metal frames or you want the wooden frames. I'd probably go for the fucking wooden frames. So I'd have to get a carpenter. I'd have to hire a professional carpenter to custom make me window frames for these custom made glass panes. Like, it's insane the amount of money I'd be dropping into this house. Like, fireplaces? Does anybody, like, nobody knows, like, in this day and age, nobody knows off the top of their head how much a fireplace costs or a chimney. Nobody. Like, chimneys and fireplaces are not common in households anymore. They're just not. They're only found in mostly older houses, or if some fucking rich fucker or a landlord was like, you know what, I'm gonna put a fireplace in this house. Like, we have a fireplace here in this apartment, but it's for show. That's it. It's just for show. It's just decoration. It's not an actual fireplace. I mean, granted, it is still made of brick, but it's not like you can't fucking start a fire in it. Yeah, like a normal fireplace with a chimney, like a functional fireplace, is like 10 grand, and that's a rough estimation from Sten, and that's a normal one. So, like, you gotta think, well, that's 10 grand. Hand forged, like, he had a blacksmith hand forge every bit of fucking metal for the hinges and every door, fucking the bolts and shit, the locks. I want hand forged handles for the doors with, like, the weird thumb tab thing that opens the door. Like, the hinges to my garden, the hinges to the fencing, all hand forged. Like, I don't want that fucking stupid shit where I just go to a Home Depot and fucking buy a brass fucking lock. Nah. I want this shit to look like I want this shit to age, and I want to last, and I want to look the way I want to look. Yeah, repairing a chimney is fucking expensive. I've had to we've last year we had to fucking repair a chimney. It was not fun. Was not fun. Oh god, the kitchen. The kitchen I want's not gonna be fucking cheap. I want fucking dark gray granite countertops. I want a fucking nice kitchen island. I want a double oven. Uh Double oven. I want a nice big fucking, like, I like everything. Okay, so if you were to go into my house and you would look at all the wood, everything that's wood, which is practically going to be most of the fucking house because it's a log cabin. It's all going to be rough hewn. It's all going to be nice and rough hewn, but it's not going to be the kind of, like, oh fuck, I'm going to get a splinter kind of rough hewn. That'd probably be the outside, but there's like strands of the fucking, like, the wood itself kind of sticking out here and there, but that's kind of like because it's rough. But like on the inside, it'd just be like a rough sanding. It's going to be coarse, but it's not going to hurt. It's textured like that. Like, my whole house would be like that. Cupboards, shit like that. And you might be thinking, well, God, that's going to look hideous. To you, it's going to look hideous. To me, it's going to be looking fucking just absolutely gorgeous because of just the sheer craftsman work put into it. Like, that's another thing. I appreciate architecture. Like, you don't know how how many log cabins I go by while we're doing work for landscaping, and I'm just like, those are fucking hideous because they look like fucking Lincoln log cabins. But there's one cabin that's always been in my heart, and that's in the middle, like in the middle of the woods at a crossroad intersection. Oh my god, it's so fucking cozy looking. And like I've been seeing this cabin since I was like 6 years old, and it's just aged. Like that's the thing with log cabins. Like if you have a rough hewn wood, especially when it comes to log cabins, like the reason why people love log cabins is they look cozy, but they're also aged. It's just their appearance is cozy. It's like wine. Like if you were to make wine like right then and there and then pour a glass, it's gonna taste like shit. You're gonna be like, ugh, this wine. It's just, ugh, there's just something wrong with it. Like all the ingredients are in there. Everything's there. It looks like wine, smells like wine, but it's just something off about it. But then if you let that wine age, it gets better with age. Same with a log cabin. You might think, ew, the rough hewn like walls and the whole house just looks like fucking shit. Give it a couple years, let that shit get weathered, let people touch and walk around and move through the house and shit like that. It's just gonna get cozier and cozier. So when I'm in my fucking 40s or 50s, fucking slowly dying from lung cancer or throat cancer or both, like fucking wheeling my fucking oxygen tank around. Gonna be the coziest fucking place imaginable. It'll be something straight out of a fairy tale. Plus roof shingles. That is probably the most expensive shingles you can get, especially if you want a copper top on like copper fucking cap. That's big fucking money. And you want to know why I'd want slate? Slate will last like the net. So if I were to build the log cabin today and I put slate fucking shingles on her, I would not have to replace those shingles for a century, at least. The only way I'd have to replace one of those shingles is if fucking hail the size of golf balls were flying at bullet velocity and cracking them, or a fucking tree fell into my house, or a fucking like a massive branch, or the fucking chimney like it'd have to be serious fucking damage done to those slate fucking shingles. If it's just snow and fucking just rain and sun and just the bare elements, it's gonna last for fucking centuries. Chimneys and fireplaces, the high end costs like 6 grand. Middle road is like 2 to 4, but it varies by state. All right. Still, that's fucking expensive for a fucking chimney slash fireplace. That's like one little thing in a house. Oh God. And it would be lovely to come home from work, walk up park my here's the thing, my driveway, like I would not park my car directly at my house. I would park it like couple like 100 yards away, like a football field away, and I'd walk up this idyllic fucking dirt path, just basking in nature, walk up to my cozy little house. Oh my god. And it's just like it's dusk. It's not too dark, not too bright out, and just fucking nice cozy candlelight coming out of the fucking windows, fucking smell of fucking fire, smell of smoke from a fire, nice roaring hot cherry red fire in the fireplace. Fucking open up that fucking nice thick oak door and just buffeted with the smell of fucking burning wood. Ah, God. Smell of burning wood and fucking just smell of food. Because I'd have fucking something on the pot slowly simmering like a stew. Oh my God. Have some fucking chicken stew or a nice pot pie or shepherd's pie or a fucking clam chowder. Nice or a nice fucking nice roast hen. Oh my God. With fucking parsley and fucking carrots and potatoes, and corn. Fucking sit down at a nice fucking table in my nice cozy cabin. Be fucking perfect. Perfect. Sit down during winter with a cup of hot tea and a fucking book while the fire's fucking crackling, snow falling. Oh my God, it'd be just putting a nice big old smile on my face to end this fucking shit day. Just thinking. Like, that's my happy place. When I'm really pissed off and I need to cool down, I just think, log cabin. Log cabin. You're in fucking Middle Earth, living in your nice little log cabin. None of this exists. Like, Middle Earth exists. Like, nothing else. Like, log cabin. You're sitting in your log cabin eating a nice bowl of fucking stew. Like, it's fucking winter. Nice, like, virgin snow all around you. Also, yeah, that's another thing. Uh, and again, this is another reason why log cabins are fucking master race for houses. Cheaper to build it yourself. It is if you like, and thankfully I have carpentry skills, and I did take architecture uh for 2 years in high school, freshman and sophomore. So I do have some architectural fucking know-how. Like, plus just, I know people. Like, my father's a fucking master carpenter, and he's helped build houses before. Like, me and my father could build the fucking cabin for like a fraction of the price if I were to hire people. Hell, my father got pissed off at me because I was telling him, yeah, like, because he was telling me, he's like, so what's the new thing that you want to do for that log cabin you keep talking about, or your dream house? And I'm like, oh, I'm thinking of putting colonial windows in it, but I'd have to go to a glassmith and have him fucking do the glass, and I'd need to hire a carpenter. He's like, the fuck? I could make you the windows. Like, I can make you the window panes. Well, not the glass panes, but like the frames. I could do that for you. I'm like, well, I didn't know. I didn't know if you'd want to fucking do it. You could be dead for all I fucking know when I make this house. You could be 80. You could be senile fucking thinking you're fucking king of France. You're Louis the 16th. But yeah, Christ, the the amount of natural rivers, like, Massachusetts is swampy. There's a lot of wetlands around here. There's a lot of fucking rivers. Get some river stones. Get some nice fucking stones everywhere. God, I could build a fucking chimney like that. Oh, and I'd want a stone walls. I'd like Sten's from New England. He knows what I'm talking about. New England is fucking littered with old ass, like, 300, 400-year old walls from the fucking early colonial times when settlers were fucking setting up their property. So you'll find, like, you could go wandering through the woods and you'll find old stone walls everywhere. They are so fucking cozy. Like, I don't know what other word to say but cozy. I'd want some. I'd want a stone wall. Like, around my property, I'd want a stone wall so that like, that's going to age to perfection. Like, basically, I'd want it so if you stepped on my property, you're literally fucking walking into like the 1700s, like, New England. You'd have to worry about fucking being lynched for being a witch, for pulling out like your cell phone, being like, is this Darth's fucking place? Yeah, they like they are fucking like stone walls here in New England are one of the first things I call people like I point out to people when they say that the pyramids were not built by man. I'm like, stone walls. Anybody that lives in New England that I argue with, or anybody in the United States, when I say stone walls and they go, the fuck you talking about? Like, I'm like, there are stone walls all over New England that have been sitting there nigh, like, untouched. Like, there are some walls that have felt the slow decay of time, but there's a lot of walls that are still standing that are fucking immaculate. And they were put there in like the 1620s upwards. They're like 400 to 300-year-old stone walls that are still standing immaculate in town. Sturbridge, yeah, Sturbridge has some nice walls. Like, they're just fucking stones stacked on each other. Like, they have nothing. There's no mortar, no cement, nothing. It's just stone. Just stone. Different size rocks and boulders and fucking little chips and here and there. Like, every fucking stone they could find built those walls, and they have stood the test of time. So when you tell me that fucking mankind didn't take fucking like 50-ton sandstone fucking slabs and fucking place them into the shape of a pyramid because only aliens could do that, like, you're an idiot. As my father would say, you're a goddamn fool. You're a goddamn fool. Because apparently he can't say God properly sometimes when he's frustrated. He just says God. Not sure if that's a New England accent or not. I'd say it's a hick accent. My father grew up on a farm till he was 14. He's lived in town practically his whole fucking life. He knows. There's an old wall near my house that runs up the hill. No idea how old it is. Probably fucking old. Like, that's all I could say. That's all I can say. Also, Sten, uh, if I could put, if I could describe my my campaign setting in a clear, like a just a descriptor, I would have to say that the majority of of like the northernmost regions is New England. Like, you know how cozy it is. Again, like me saying fucking cozy. But yeah, stone walls, fucking beautiful fucking fir trees. Like, the autumns are idyllic. Winters are like weather, like just the weather. Like everything, like the weather. New England weather is the weather in my campaign settings. Like, it's just fucking goddamn awful, and it's fucking hectic. Yeah, And here's another thing. Like a lot of fucking fantasy settings don't have that New England charm to them. Like if you ever see like if fantasy movies, we'll go with fantasy movies because they actually have visuals. Uh, they're always usually France or German or England. It's one of those. Like the majority of fucking like fantasy movies are like that. Or they're more like the Midwest of the United States, like rolling fucking fields and plains and like I wouldn't even say British Columbia or like the North Pacific, but it's like fucking Montana, like Montana, Colorado, like those regions and the Midwest. Like if they're going for more like an American vibe, no, hardly anybody does British Columbia or New England when it comes to like a fantasy setting. In fact, when I first read Lord of the Rings, like I pictured Middle Earth, like when Tolkien was describing like the larks and the firs and like the oak trees and shit. Like I pictured New England. Like I pictured fucking most of Massachusetts and New Hampshire at the time because I had visited New Hampshire on vacation. So I was like, "Oh my god, this like that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I fell in love with like Middle Earth's like setting is because it felt like New England. Christ, Hobbiton, like yeah, I know like the Shire is supposed to be like Sussex, England, but fucking Shire feels like fucking New England. Like New England is a close knit community. We have one football team, for God's sakes. We have one baseball team. I do believe we only like the Massachusetts like sports teams are New England teams. You have the New England Patriots, then you have the Red Sox and the fucking Boston Celtics. I don't know of a fucking baseball or basketball team from fucking Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Connecticut, or Rhode Island. That's like part of the NBA and shit. Like plus the town I grew up in, like it has a fairly good population, but it's close knit, very close knit. And so like growing up because of my last name and how people yeah, we also have the Boston Bruins. Like again, all Massachusetts fucking teams. Except for the Patriots for some reason they had to call them the New England Patriots. But like because of my last name, it's kind of like the Bagginses, where it's like, oh, the Baggins, they're right cracked, they're queer, they're strange. For the people who don't know that queer means strange, like a queer C or a queer angle or just queer. But like people hate my family in town, a lot of gossip. If like somebody from my family like disappears because they went on like a fucking like they went cross country or something and they come back or they haven't been seen in town for fucking weeks or months and they come back into town, like people are fucking gossiping and shit talking him like Frodo and Bilbo. So like I was like, yeah, like exactly, like your family's known up in Hampshire, like or New Hampshire, like it like that's how close knit New England is. Like people like you can go to a fucking region and in fucking Massachusetts or Connecticut or Rhode Island or Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. It'll be fucking people know you. People fucking like it's just it's weird. I like that about New England though. It's a good kind of weird. Like even in a sometimes even in the cities, like people will know you, especially if you've been in the city long enough. But if you go out into the countryside, like, and you were raised in the countryside and your family's been there in that community, your family, like, everyone's going to know about you. and it's just I don't really see that a lot when I talk to other people, like people outside of New England. It's just like everyone's just distant and paranoid about each other, like introverts. When my dad was a teen and he went to Boston and came back, my grandmother would know he went. Wow, that's spooky. Because one of his cousins saw him. That's spooky. Crabine from Dunland. She's like Saruman. She's sending out the Crowbine. Fucking keep an eye on him. God, I'm hungry now. I got linguiça and mushroom pizza just sitting here, but it's kind of cold. Considering he had 18 or so aunts and uncles on her side. Fucking Christ, man. That family. That's one hell of a fucking family. Cracked my fucking fingers. Huh. Interesting. I've never heard of them, which is strange. Like there's a lot of family names that I know, like because roads here in in like southeastern Mass are named after these families. Chases, like you get the Chases, the Crapos, the Juckets, my family. Even though my family doesn't have a street named after it, which kind of sad. Uh, oh fuck, what's the other fucking names? Trying to remember all the other fucking names. Uh, Ricky and me, I think it was in August. We went. Yeah, I think it was in August or it was in early September. We went to the Apple and Peach Festival out in Acushnet, which is one of the towns, and at their at the old town hall where they have this fucking festival is a map from I think like 1800 or 1820, and I knew people's families, and I knew the families that lived on the roads because all of the roads were still the same names. Like it's insane. Like Crapo Lane, fucking Crapo Road, and that's because like all along that road it was just nothing but people with the last name Crapo because they were all family and all related to each other. And then you have fucking people like Chases, and they were all living like next to each other because they're close knit in their family. Like Laternos, fucking like it's insane how many fucking families and how many people I went to school with that had those last names. And it's like, wow, like your family fucking was around fucking 200 years ago. Granted, my like I know my family's been around since fucking like the 1620s, 1630s. Like we've been around a fucking while here in America. Like three of my ancestors died in the Battle of Fall River during the Revolutionary War. Cheers. Oh boy. Drunk at work. Very bad. Very bad indeed. Should not be drinking on the job. But matter of fact, let me look up the map. They had a map of the city I live in. And the city I live in, they only had the north end of the city. They didn't have a south end. Like, the north end of the city was literally where the docks were because it's a whaling city. Oh, fuck. The only ones I'm seeing are fucking 1871, but it's a fucking 159 by 196 pixel fucking map. And I want to see the full fucking, I want to see a big size fucking map, please. Actual resolution, goddammit. Nope. Too small. Still too small. Too small. Okay, how about this? We will go to historic maps. Visit. We'll visit the site. Residential genealogy. Purchase image license. Seriously? Download this map for $4.99 plus tax. Okay, zooming in. Yeah, this is the map that they have at the museum, which is the old town hall. Burnham, Tabor. That's another one. Tabor. There's the old school. School number 1, school number 2. And they have another school number 2, which is on the side of New Bedford. Long Plain. Wood. That's another family name that's been around for a while. Pitsley. That's another one. Morse, Douglas, Sherman. Like, there's literally A. Morse, then A. Morse Jr., and then A. Morse the third, E. Morse. They're living right down from each other. One of A. Morse the third lived right next to B. Pitsley, and just up the road by 4 miles was his great grandfather, who was living next to F and E. Pitsley. And then over the city's reservoir back in, what year was this? Scale 2 inches, 2 inches to the mile. Oh, well, fuck. Then that's about 5 miles. 1871. Then you have Howland. That's another big name. Macomber. That's another one. Ashley. Haswell. Spooner. Perkins. Geggett. Harvey. Thompson. Westgate. A. Westgate, L. Westgate, A. Chase, M. N. Westgate, J. Westgate. Pierce, White, Gifford. Okay, get ready for Tabor. P. Tabor Jr., then 2 miles, then a mile behind him is H.G. Tabor, H.S. Tabor, J. Tabor, then behind him is J. Tabor Sr., J. Tabor the third, then there's Captain J.R. Tabor. Going down the road, then there's Captain H.P. Packard. E. Cushman, Captain J.R. Davis, Captain J. Lombard. That's another good last name. Hathaway, that's another last name that's big around here. But yeah, like just that coziness. Like how many fucking people just lived like so fucking close to each other. And like the roads are named after them. That's how fucking that's how numerous they were. Yeah, both sides didn't come till 1850s or so. Like one of my great 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 grandfathers was a fireman in Boston Harbor. Another was a boiler maker. My uncle works at Tabor. Huh. Uh, Fun fact: the city I live in has a Fort Tabor because if I remember correctly, the Tabors built the fort, and she was a sea fort right on the coast, uh, facing the Sound. And during the Civil War, she was used as a fort, and I think she held prisoners. And then she was retrofitted for World War I, and then she was retrofitted again during World War II. And I think the only time she was used was there was a possible German U-boat off the coast of New England, and she was put on uh, full alert, I guess. Basically, they were actually patrolling and keeping an eye out and sending out patrols. That's the only time, though. Another big thing that New England has, and Sten here can probably testify, a lot of green placards all over the fucking place for old houses. Famous authors, famous artists, and politicians, and like members of society here that lived in houses. Like, yes, you spend a fuck ton of money for it, they'll actually search through the record books for that house that you have. And if they find out, like, hey, this famous artist lived here back in 1871, like, yeah, Solomon Guff House, like, you'll have a plaque put on the foundation or the front of the house. Like, it'll be right there in green with yellow trim and yellow font, or gold trim and gold font, because some of the people want to be fucking more special. But like, it'll have that. It'll say it right there. Like 1827, this person lived here. Famous lawyer. Like the guy who wrote fucking Moby Dick. Like they have like one of the houses he stayed in while he was writing it, because it's based off of the town or the city that I live in now, aka New Bedford. Oh god, I doxed myself. But like, it's like he stayed here. Herman? Feel like it's Herman something. Give me a second, because I'm going stupid now because I'm getting drunk. I honestly think I'm thinking of the Dune writer. No, Herman Melville. Okay, so I wasn't going fucking insane. But yeah, like where he was staying in his tenure here in Massachusetts, like there's fucking a placard for him. Famous fucking people from Massachusetts that lived here in the because this was the whaling capital of the world. Like we were shipping and producing the most amounts of fucking oil from whales. Every like whale byproducts were like our calling card. That was our bread and butter. Now it's still fishing, just not whales. It's just fish and fucking shellfish. But yeah, like it's fucking insane just how like Gillette Castle, Mark Twain's house. Ooh, that's in Stenstown. That's pretty neat. Uh, But yeah, it's always good. State north of my town. Ah, that's another thing people don't realize. New England has castles. I don't see a castle in Texas. And no, the Alamo is not a fucking castle. It's a fucking fort. Fort Alamo. Gillette Castle is a legit castle. There's castles in New York, and yes, I believe, if I remember correctly, at one time New York was considered part of New England. New York has castles. Christ, I think Virginia has fucking castles. You don't see that anywhere fucking past the East Coast and mostly north. Like, I can Castle Craig. That's such a badass fucking name. Like, I'm telling you, we need more shit like that. Maybe that's what I should do. I know it's just a single turret, but still, man. Like, castle's a castle. Like, technically, it is a castle, even though it has a single turret, because a keep is old school keeps were just a turret or a tower, like a great tower. It's on top of the Metacomet range. Such a badass name, Metacomet. Yes, it's Castle Craig, a single turret on the top of the Metacomet range. Just talking like this is what like I want my lore to be like, where it's like that's so fucking badass. And it's not even for rule of cool or some shit like some people do with their lore, where it's like, oh, I got the Deadlands. It's the ridge line that runs down the center of Mass in Connecticut. Yep. Always cool. Always badass. Uh oh yeah, I gotta grab my boots. Boots. No, it's bat. Boy. Hang on. I'm gonna go get Ken so he can eat you. I mean, save you. I mean, wait here. That's okay. I know my regions of New England, Sten. I have that badass medieval one. Okay, that's the picture of fucking. I thought you were posting a map of New England to show me the mountain ranges. My mistake. I was gonna say, man, I live in New England. I've traveled around, but I'll have to click on that so I can see Castle Craig. Also, its name reminds me of one of my favorite Imperial legions from 40K, the Death Corps of Craig. God, fucking goddamn knife. It's on my belt. It's sticking into my fucking side. While I'm trying to put my boots on, because I'm gonna go get some ice cream. Because I'm drunk and I'm craving chocolate ice cream. So fuck it. I got a $5,000 in my pocket. I can fucking buy what I want. Fuck it. Okay, let me click on this link. Connecticut Weekender. Come on. I clicked the link. It should work. I allow links to be posted. Okay. Let's see. No, it's not working. The fuck? Hang on. Castle Craig. I'll just look it up on Google. Still badass. Located on East Peak in the Hanging Hills, is constructed of trap rock and is 32 feet in height and has a base 58 feet in circumference. A metal interior staircase is used to ascend the observation deck on top. From Wikipedia. It's closed now. Aw, there's hours. Still pretty fucking badass. And a beautiful view. Wow. Maybe when I go like when I finally do go over the edge and I go insane and I have a fucking my sword and shield and my fucking chainmail and my leathers, I'll storm the castle, the keep, and I'll be like, this is under my rule now. My kingdom needs an heir. You're all my fucking servants. And if someone's like, sir, you can't do this, I'd be like, down, knave. And I'd stab him with my sword. And then I'd go to jail. Because I'd be fucking insane. Or I'd lay siege, aka protest. Because that's like what happened in Oregon last year.
Give me a second. I have to go get my shirt. Back in a second.
What foul sorcery is this? Seriously. Okay. So I got my shirt on. My boots are on. Pants, thankfully, are on. Well, it's on the very edge of town near Chessier. Huh. Well, I'll probably have to think of a way to get there so I can check it out because it sounds awesome. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. It's been like what, almost 3 hours. I'm hungry, but yeah, I'll hop off. I'll probably shoot the shit with you on Skype when I get back. Stuffing my face with fucking ice cream. So I'll talk to you later, Sten. I will be doing a stream tomorrow. I don't know what time though, because I don't know how long we'll be at work. But Arc the Lad tomorrow. I promise. And I never break my promises. Sometimes, though.